Hopefully this is decent. Hello, my name's Andy, and 3 months ago I had a heart attack. I have a heart condition called hypertrophic obstructive cardiomyopathy. I had no idea that I had this condition until I had my heart attack. My heart attack happened on the 23rd of June 2024, and what happened was I woke up about 6 o'clock in the morning. As usual, when you wake up, I went through to the toilet and I had some heart palpitations. And I've been having heart palpitations for years, but usually those only lasted a couple of minutes and then that was them finished. And the stupid thing that I done was I never went to see a doctor or anything, because as soon as the palpitations stopped, I just forgot about them and moved on. Usually before, when I've had heart palpitations, what I would do is I would do some kind of breathing exercises, and usually that did help to get them to go away. But on that morning they just wouldn't stop. So I tried these breathing exercises for about 5 minutes and they just wouldn't stop. So I went through and I woke up my fiancée. I told her something was wrong. I told her I was getting some really bad heart palpitations, and she felt my chest. Straight away she jumped out of bed. She threw some clothes at me and said, "Right, we're going to the hospital." And it wasn't until after all this had happened that she told me that she straight away thought that I was going to have a heart attack. But she never said anything to me, just so I wouldn't panic. So then I started getting some chest pains, and I actually started getting a pain down my left arm. That's when I started thinking that I'm having a heart attack here. So then while I was waiting on my partner getting changed, I started feeling sick and I had to go and vomit in the toilet. I can't really remember the drive to the hospital or the walk up to the building itself. And I can kind of remember having to stop a couple of times on the way up because I couldn't breathe or walk longer than a few seconds. So we managed eventually to get up into the accident and emergency, and my fiancée explained what was happening. Straight away I was rushed through to the acute care ward. Within 2 minutes I had getting some blood tests done. I had a heart monitor on. After about 5 minutes the doctor in the ward came over and talked to me, and fair play to him, he was really good. He chatted with me, asked me what had been happening, and he calmed me down really well within, I'd say, 10 minutes or so. So I was in the acute care for about an hour, and then I was taken through to the triage ward, and then I was to await blood test results. So I don't know how long I was in the triage ward for, but eventually the doctor came through and she confirmed through the blood tests that I had a heart attack. I was totally shocked. I couldn't believe it. I kept saying to my fiancée, "Who the fuck has a heart attack at 30? I was eventually taken up to a room and I was told that I was getting kept in for further monitoring. I was hooked up to a monitor on the ward that was to be on for 24 hours. I was given some tablets and some injections as well. All in, I was only kept in overnight. So the next morning the doctor came in and talked to me, and he told me that I was suffering from a condition called hypertrophic obstructive cardiomyopathy. So I'll put a picture up on screen here just to kind of explain what HCM or HOCM is. So it's a heart condition where the wall of your left ventricle in your heart, it's thicker than normal and it can obstruct the blood flow. The left ventricle in your heart is what pumps blood around your body, and the right ventricle is for pumping blood through your lungs. So after getting diagnosed with this condition, I've kind of done a bit of research, and it turns out that there's 1 in 500 adults are affected by this, which actually makes it more common than MS. This condition that I've been diagnosed with is a genetic condition, so that means that members of my family are going to have to be tested. I'll need to be tested first to see if I carry the gene, and if I carry the gene then my family will need to get tested as well. Since I've left the hospital, I've been put on medication. So I've been put on apixaban and bisoprolol, and I've also been back up a few times for echo scans, and I had a heart monitor on for 24 hours. The last appointment I had, which is about 2 weeks ago, was with a consultant up at a hospital, and he's finally given me the all clear to go back to work. So once I've been cleared by occupational health in work, I'll be able to go back, and I can discuss with them what things I'm allowed to do at work and what things I'm not. The reason this is a bit of a big deal is because I work on wind turbines, so I'm always climbing up turbines or down into the basements of them, doing a lot of working at height and kind of manual work. And after speaking to the consultant and occupational health, I've been told I'm not allowed to climb any turbines or climb down into any basements. And that's not just for a couple of years, that's forever. I'm not allowed to do that anymore. But I've got to say, my work have been absolutely brilliant through all this. They really couldn't have been better about it. They've told me repeatedly, don't worry about work, just get yourself healthy and come back when you're ready. They actually sent me a hamper while I was off as well, which I thought was really nice. and it was a good touch to show that they actually do care. I've had a few calls with my manager while I've been off as well, and he's been clear right from the start that he'll do whatever needs to be done when I come back to work to make sure that I'm okay. At this point, I've been off for 3 months. I've been given the all clear from occupational health, so it's just waiting on work to come up with a plan for me going back. So they've recommended that over the course of a month I'll build it up from doing half days to coming back at doing full days. And as well, my fiance during all this, she's been amazing. She's been brilliant at looking after me and, you know, picking up more stuff around the house. We've actually got 3 cats, and looking after them can be quite stressful, and so she's taken that on as well. And we're actually selling our house now, which is why we've got all these bags and boxes here all packed up. And my fiance has handled most of the process through this, all the legal process, the mortgage process, dealing with estate agents. You know, she's dealt with most of that, and she's been amazing during this. So I've kind of got 2 reasons why I'm starting this channel. I want to try and raise a bit of awareness about this condition, because I've found while I've been off and researching this that there isn't a great deal of information out there. I should have went to the doctor sooner. Getting heart palpitations for years is not normal. I should have looked after myself a bit more, which is actually the second reason. I've had weight issues for years. I always start a diet or some sort of exercise. It lasts a couple of weeks, and then that's it. I'm back to eating takeaways every night. And at this point, I'm the heaviest I've ever been. So I'm kind of hoping that starting this channel will hopefully make me a bit more accountable, and hopefully make me stick to a diet if I'm going to have my face on camera all the time. As well as sharing a bit of my life, I work on wind farms and all over the UK. I do a bit of travelling, the views are brilliant. I think it would be nice to share. Since I've had the heart attack, I've been on a better diet and a bit more exercise. I've been focusing a bit more on the eating healthier, because up until about 3 weeks ago I couldn't even walk 5 or 6 minutes without getting chest pains, being out of breath. I had to stop every 20 seconds or so. So it was kind of like starting from zero. The last few weeks I've been going to the gym 2 or 3 times a week, just doing just an hour's walk on the treadmill. So far I'm down 6 pounds, so that's not too bad for a few weeks. That's a couple of pounds a week. I'm happy with that. When I saw the consultant a couple of weeks ago, he said I can start doing a bit of weights. I can't do heavy weight, but I can do a bit of some light weights, just do high reps. So I'm hoping that'll help a lot as well. So if you want to hear more about this condition, about HCM or Hockham, or if you're interested in seeing how I do improving my health situation, or you just want to see some cool sights run about Scotland and the UK, then feel free to subscribe or like the video, or leave a comment down below. I'll leave links down below for some information about this condition. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.